Hi, g'day. I'm in Fremantle. I'm about to ride across the Fremantle traffic bridge. The reason I'm doing that is this bridge is getting replaced under a Main Roads WA contract, and at the moment there's some works going on under the bridge which have required Beach Street on the other side to be closed off. Beach Street is a fairly heavily used cycling route around here. Now this is part 2 in a 3-part series where what I'm doing is riding the various ways you can go through or get to this detour and go through it, and checking out the signage. Now I didn't know this detour was here until yesterday when I came in from the east, from like Left Bank pub around there, and blundered into this detour and blundered all the way through till I ran into a fence and far in and had to go back and have a really close look for the signage. And in fact, down there's an excavator finishing off the demolition of a building. That's what part of the work site down below me. So I'm doing this for anyone that's interested in creating these detours, doing the signage, the maps, the communications with stakeholders, that kind of stuff, to try and improve them, because some detours are really well signposted and others are absolute rubbish. Now, unfortunately, because I did this yesterday, I now know what signage to look for. And have I just completely missed it? I might have missed it. Maybe I was talking too much. Because I actually wanted to go back down there and I didn't actually see a sign pointing me in that direction. Let's go back and try that again. This is what I'm getting at. That I know where I need to be because of yesterday's experience, and when I got home I actually pulled the maps up and had a look. Okay, coming from this direction, I can now see on the other side of that bus thing there's a sign saying pedestrians and cyclists go that way. But let me just go back to the bridge and go in this direction once again, because I think they've forgotten to put a sign on the other side. Am I right? Yes. So from this side, I'm looking at the back of the sign. There should be one pointing me in that direction, I think. Let's just follow my hunch here, because essentially what I'm doing at the moment is oh yeah, it's a sign here. I'm reversing the course I did yesterday. So a clear lesson from these things is whoever sets them up needs to get someone to come out and test them. And I mean, get on a bike and test them, because then you're doing minimum 15 kilometers an hour, maybe 25 kilometers an hour if you're reasonably fit. And at that speed, you have very little time to see the signage, look for signage, and interpret what the hell it means. So right over there on the far side, there's another sign with an arrow pointing me to my right. It's pretty windy today. I hope the microphone holds up. Now I know up the end here I've got a choice of 2 ways to go. I can keep on going straight, get to East Street and go down the hill on the road with vehicles, or there's what I call the non-confident cyclist, the kiddie route, the family route, which involves staying on this path and kind of winding my way down the hill to my left. And I pop out behind the toilets next to the Beach Street Cafe, and I'm then back on the route. So what do we got here? I can see some signs up ahead to the left of the bus shelter, but of course if I was looking for them now I wouldn't see them because the bus shelter's in the way. And I'll pop out here and go, where am I going? Now that sign, it's not clear from that sign there at the corner really whether I'm supposed to be on this path or whether I should have continued on to the road. It doesn't matter for me. It would possibly matter a lot for parents with kids wanting to make sure that their kids aren't going out on the road if possible. Now at least they've put in some temporary lighting along this path, which is really good. I don't know how good it is, I'll have to come down at night to actually test it. And then we get to here. No signage, there's just a car, there's no ramp, nothing. car blocking the path. Now, am I supposed to say on this footpath here and dodge my way through the plants and the signs and the chairs and the poles and all the rest of it? Or back there was I supposed to cross over on a ramp somewhere and go across the road? I still don't know what the appropriate thing to do was. So I'm just going to continue on along here and see if it tells me anything. Still nothing. Now I do have those yellow signs that are up on poles. They look good, but the problem with them is they're way out of your normal line of sight. Cyclists tend to be looking down at the ground for glass and potholes and bollards and, you know, things in the way. They're not looking up. And so the signs are like higher than where you would normally tend to look, and they're small. Why make them that piddly little size when all the other signage around here is, you know, big? Yeah, that was me trying to demonstrate big signage in my hands and it didn't come up on the camera. Okay, so here, cyclists in lane. We call this part 2A. I'm going to take the vehicle detour. I don't know why they've closed off the bike lane here. I don't get it, because I'm going to go up the hill here with the traffic, because there is nothing there that really tells me otherwise. And now I have to take the lane, get across to the right. Thankfully that driver behind is understanding. And I'm going to cut through this island and get back on the path. That's not too bad. Wouldn't want to do it with an impatient driver coming up behind me. Anyway, I think we can see from just that little jaunt there that yes, there's signage, but has anyone come out on a bike and check the positioning of it? And I think the answer is possibly not, because they would have picked up on those missing signs. And the other thing I don't get, look, this is a perfect example coming up with a set of lights. Down on the ground, next to those two cones, there's a nice big sign that says footpath closed. That's down at ground level where you're looking. And then there's one half as big up a pole where you're not looking for cyclists. Why not make that sign like that one? Alright, we'll just go back across the lights here. The other side, at least there's a sign right above my head, and we'll finish it. Okay, up ahead of me, got another sign pointing to the left. That one's actually lower than normal because there's another sign on top of it, top of the pole. The other one's down there, so it's actually a better height, but that's probably an accident by having two signs on the one pole. Right, when we get up here to these traffic lights, there's another sign that's been attached to the lights, and it's telling me to go straight across here. Right, that's fine. Then where? So here, over the other side, there's a big white pedestrian and cyclist sign. You can see that. But no more detour signs, although I know the detour goes down there to my right. That's going to be part 3, because I'm going to go down the hill there, turn around and come back and look at the detour from that direction. But from here, I'm just going to go another 100 metres or so and just close this out and see if there's any more signs in front of me. Again, it's on one of these poles. I can't see it. Hey, you know, maybe someone thinks, oh, it's flipping obvious. You get across the lights here, you turn right. Is it that obvious? Especially when there's another sign over there, possibly pointing you to the left of that Victoria Key sign. Well, alternative later. get over here, and there's a sign on the pole there. It's not pointing my way. So the reason I know to come down here is there's a bike lane. And this is where I would have thought the detour should point me to, and if it finished here, that would be all good. So anyway, that's the end of part 2. Part 3 coming up in a minute.